Hiya, folks. This is Bill Stern with another thrilling story from the world of sports.
We've got a grandstand seat for the biggest bowl game of them all. Played by more than 10 million Americans every year, kegling is by all odds the nation's favorite sport, outdoor or indoor, with more participants than golf, roller skating, or skiing put together. More women are playing the game every year, some in regular team competition, more just for the fun of it, even though they can't ever be mistaken for experts. More and more, bowling is becoming a family institution. Now that it's come of age as a sport, many kids are off to an early start. It's getting so that Junior enjoys the same games as his elders. Put it right down the groove, Grandma. Hey, get a load of Buddy Boy, simply bubbling over with stuff and things about bowling. So set 'em up, kids, set 'em up. This guy's the happest cat in the alley and twice as fat. Buddy's just full of spares and splits. Spare ribs and banana splits. Let you in on a secret, folks. This is the first time this guy's picked up a bowling ball. You picked out that ball yourself, Buddy. Now it looks like you're stuck with it. Give this guy a chance and he'll put his foot in it every time. Hey, maybe this should have been a wrestling picture. This is the way not to fit the ball. That is, unless you want a thumb that'll improve your hitchhiking. Picking out the right ball is the first step to good bowling. And here's Joe Wilman, king of the pins, to show you how. His 10-year average of 206.6 in ABC competition tops all bowlers. So when he shows you how to pick out a ball, you're watching the maestro. The fingers must not be spread too wide. The thumb should slide easily in the thumb slot. If your first two knuckles reach the other slots without stretching, that's the ball for you. The crotch of thumb and forefinger should not touch the ball. A pencil should slide through easily. Okay, Buddy. Now you know you can't crowd a quart of thumb into a pint of hole, but you're still playing fish with those leather soles and eels. Don't smell it, Buddy. Roll it. Boy, you sure throw yourself into bowling. Now, the only pinman who ever rolled 12 consecutive 200 games or better in national competition shows us that the forward shoe should be rubber-soled, the slide foot leather-soled. That's all the special equipment you need. Then the swing's the thing with the follow-through. Well, Buddy, you got the right ball and the right shoes. Now you're tripping over the foul line. Hey, why don't you kick them down? Too many steps, that's the trouble. Watch the position of the ball at each step in slow motion. Step number 1, taking off on the right foot. 2, a full step through onto the left foot. Then sliding up to the line on the right foot. Put them all together in rhythm, and they spell the smooth approach. 4 steps in time with a swinging momentum of the ball and putting on the brakes right at the foul line. Note in the approach that the best bowler of the decades moves absolutely in a straight line. No zigzagging up to the foul line, and it's murder on the 10 pins. There's no discouraging some guys. Now, take it easy. Aim for the head pin. Oh, well, there's some guys who always end up in the gutter. Note the arrows painted on alternate boards at the delivery end. Actually, they are range finders. It depends on the amount of the hook you roll, which spot is the best for you. Find it, and you'll make more strikes. Wilman, captain of the All-American bowling team and holder of the ABC 10-year high average, whose hook is not too big, lays his ball in the second slot from the right. He aims for this spot every roll to hit the pocket between the number 1 and number 3 pins for the strike. Here we go with all Joe's pin points. The half-back swing to launch the approach, the 4 steps ending with a slide to the foul line, the delivery of the ball at the exact spot on the alley, the ball hitting the pocket pins, and you got another strike. Here's how an American Bowling Congress all-events champion rolls up the highest scores in sports history. The ABC is one World Series where 3 strikes doesn't mean you're out. Speaking of all-events champions, that man's back. The all-event champ at tumbling. This character doesn't know which end is up. A regular gutter snipe. Joe Wilman says it's not the strikes, but the splits he makes that keeps a bowler at the top of the scoring column. Here's a 2-3-7-10 split. All you have to know is where to hit the forward pins to get the combination billiard and football takeout that does the trick. Here's the 3-7-10 split, a leave that has wrecked many a champ on the way to a winning game. You gotta shave it close if you expect to make this one. Idea is to cut the front pin over to the left to take out number 7, while the ball takes care of number 10. How do you like that? Even a champion can miss. Just a reminder that you can't count all the pinmen who bowl perfect games. Well, you can do it without taking off your shoes. Here's that thing again. Let's see what Joe can do with it this time. There's practically no element of luck in bowling. You can't tilt that alley like a pinball machine. You gotta know your angles. The 5-7 split. Tougher to make than to talk about. Here comes Joe with dynamite in his hand, set with a time fuse. He lays it right in the lane. It takes a kid glove touch on the ball, bomb sight aim, unerring accuracy to skid him across like this for a spare. Okay, buddy. Try the rangefinder, and if that doesn't help, try radar. If you can't get the effect with one hand, well, use them both. Hey, you don't suppose there's a magnet in that gutter? Now Joe Wilman's going to take a crack at what Kegglers call a split infinitive. 4-7-9-10. It's like a halfback running in a broken field, and you really got to have a ball with a college education. As the movie director says, roll it. And we don't need any retake on this. Comes next, the 7-8-9-10. A split you couldn't get with a meat cleaver. Takes hair-splitting accuracy to belt this one over. Here's a roll where you gotta aim at the 10 pin with just enough English to cut the 9 to the left for the takeout. And there you have it. Impossible. The 1-7-10. Only way to get a split like this in the first place was with a square ball. But the king of the pin sticks it right in there for as sharp a shot as Long Island's Argo bowling lanes have ever seen, with form to spare. It'll take more than a barbell for him to ring the bell. What he needs is more brains, not brawn. If there's a foolproof way to make a strike, it sure should come to him. Ha! Looks like he's having a brainstorm, or at least a reasonable facsimile. How do you like that? He figured it out so every roll's a strike. Joe Wilman will have to set him up in the next alley. Our Buddy Boy's the new king of the pins.